Hey y'all, I am back. Okay. I am back. I'm ready to talk about Beyond the Gates. Okay. Um, I feel like the 3 episodes we got last week, it was manageable. Okay. Although I was cringing during the 2 days that we didn't get it, I was like, ugh, I had to find something to do with myself for a little piece, because if I miss the show at 2 o'clock, I like to, lay down, wind down, and then I cut it on and I like to watch it before I go to bed. And girl, listen, it was a struggle for real. Okay. It was a struggle, but we got through it. And I'm back to give y'all a review. All right, just give y'all a quick talk. Now, let me tell y'all something. If you're new to this channel, hey, bitch. Before we even get into things, make sure you're coming in, you're liking, you're commenting, subscribing, all of that. All right. I am going to try to run through it because I don't want this video to be too long. It shouldn't be, but y'all know I get to rambling, honey. I get my ideas out. And next thing you know, it's longer than what it needs to be in my personal. But I will say this. Please make sure you're liking the video. Shout out to the people that watch, but it really will help a ton if you guys are indeed liking the video. Also, if you would share the video on your social medias and stuff, if you're a part of any groups talking about this show, please share the video. And I say that because one, I feel like I give out good content and I want other people to be exposed to it. So that's one. Two, which is really number one, it's been a lot of conversation on Twitter of like CBS renewing shows or not renewing shows. And they're saying the conversation hasn't come up yet about them renewing Beyond the Gates. Now, granted, I do kind of feel like give them some time and maybe they'll let us know. But in case there's any conversation about them potentially not renewing this show that we so deserve for us, then I feel like they need to know that us people are interested in it and we're talking about it beyond just, Twitter. So please make sure that you guys are sharing this video so we can get the word out, okay? Let them see that we are tuned in and we want to keep this going. The last time I was really tuned in to a soap opera for me was Passions. Passions may have been on for maybe 2 or 3 seasons, if that, and then they did away with it. Okay. I am enjoying this new show. I am enjoying meeting new faces, right? There's a few familiar faces, but then there are a ton of people that we just don't know. Okay. We haven't had on our radar. And I'm loving this for those actors because putting them on this platform where they consistently are able to go into the lab, the studio, perfect their acting on a day-to-day basis and just improve, get better, all of that, it's a great look. It's a great look for their reels, for them to go on to get other opportunities, especially our folks. And I love that for them. Okay. I would love to work with them someday. So girl, call me if y'all need a little help over there in the rain lab. Just a little piece of y'all need a little fill in. Okay. Y'all need a stand in or something, girl. Call me. I might be available to stand in for somebody. Who could I potentially stand in for? I probably could stand in for Eva. We ain't the same complexion, so lighting would be a problem. But girl, I probably could stand in for Eva. She can't be there some days. I probably could stand in a little piece for Naomi or something like that. I mean, maybe even a little piece of, Miss Haley. I probably could stand in, okay? Just a little piece. So, like, y'all need to stand in, girl, call me. I might be available. Like, what's up with y'all? Like, okay, I'm trying to get down there too. Anywho. Okay. But all in all, the actors are doing a great job. Unfortunately, we will be losing the character that plays Ted. Shout out to him. Okay, member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. He will be leaving us. We will be getting a new actor, I believe, come this Thursday. And I'm not happy. Okay. At first, I was like open, I think, and then I was like on the fence. Now I'm gonna be accepting of whatever the network decides, right? The studio decides. But at the same time, I wish that we were given more time with this Ted. But we don't know the reason as to why he's leaving. There may be a conflict of interest of some sort. Maybe he booked a different project, right? To where that project may need him available much longer than this a project. Maybe he booked that project before he booked this one, but this one was ready to go for filming before the other one. And maybe it was an understanding that, hey, we'll keep you in for a little bit while we audition more people. And then, as your contract is ending with us to pick up your next one, it could be anything, right? It's a common thing for people to be switched out when it comes to characters, especially when you're in your pilot season. So that's not uncommon. Or maybe they filled in Ted with the person they originally wanted, but maybe he was tied to another project, right? Before he could come over to the show, but they had a strict filming time. So it could have been anything. It doesn't have to do anything with his acting. And it could be the acting, but I'm just giving another alternative as to why that could be the case, from my mindset. But it is what it is. We'll be getting a new character playing Ted soon. And I just hope the chemistry, the vibe, and everything is there as he comes in and plays the role of father figure to these people and husband to Nicole. All right. So we shall see. But let's go ahead and hop on into it because y'all know Miss Leslie done blew up everything, honey. She done blew up the anniversary party and then had the audacity to walk her ass up into the Dupree household, baby. So she done walked up into the household, and the gag for me is one thing about Leslie, she Miss Leslie Sherry Dana Anna. Okay, Leslie Dana Sherry Anna. All right. This woman, what kills me about her is the fact that and I think her first name is Dana because that's what he called her by, Dana. Dana Leslie Sherriana. Anywho, she likes to gaslight people, and she thinks the stuff that she pulls on Eva, she could pull on other folks. And you can't. And one thing about the Duprees, it may take them some time to get that get back, but they're going to get that get back on you, baby. Understand it is coming for you. All right. If y'all sit up here on this show and allow Miss Leslie Dana Sherriana to have more control of the Duprees, it's gonna be a problem for me because we can't have the Duprees being this prestigious family in this community and not being able to bring the hammer down like they brought the hammer down on that lady that removed Danny from that board, right? That we gonna have to see some justice being brought down to Miss 5-star chick, okay? That's why I'm gonna have to call her 5-star chick, okay? Because of all of these names that she got, these wigs that she's switching, and the fact that she be getting in her bag when she be acting. Because if I dislike you, you doing your job, okay? She's doing a good job. Did y'all know she had a daughter with Malik Yoba? Yeah, she has a daughter with Malik Yoba. So shout out to her. But anywho, um, so yeah, Miss Ma'am just, and now first of all, I will say this: y'all can't get rid of her crack character yet. Okay, y'all cannot fire this woman yet. I know we sick of her and stuff, but we need her for the drama in the palace. We need her to be able to start fires. That's what we need. It makes it more entertaining, but at the same time, I need to see the Duprees at different times getting their one up on her ass. For sure. I'm not going to be able to take her gaslighting Eva for a long time. When Eva stood up to her mama in the past few episodes and yelled at her and told her that man didn't know that I was alive because of you and I'm like, Eva, get in your bag. Get in your bag, because at this point, and actually not even this point, I told you guys episode 1 that I did not believe that was her mama. Whenever we were introduced to them, I said I would not be surprised if this ain't her mama and it's giving some type of what was that girl named, Kamaya Mosley? Can't think of her name, but it was a real life story where this girl was taken from the hospital by this woman who I guess never had a miscarriage, but was trying to keep the man that she was with. So she lied to him and told him she was pregnant, went to the hospital and snatched that lady baby. That's what this is giving. And it was something as I was watching these episodes, because I rewatched them, I probably watched them about 3 times, child. So there was something that I think Mama Dupree said to Leslie that made me feel like, you know what? Or maybe it was Leslie talking to Eva, but I was like, you know what? I think Eva is an orphan. Not so much as an orphan like Leslie picked her up off the street, but I literally believe Leslie went into the hospital and snatched this baby. I feel like she was so in love, because Bill said to Ted at one point, like, oh, she was so in love with you, or whatever the case was, right? I feel like Leslie concocted a plan because she wanted Ted so bad that she lied. That she lied and said that she was pregnant when she knew she never was. And I believe that she stole Eva. Now, whether Eva is a twin to Kat, or, but because I don't know if it's a twin, because we've never heard Nicole talk about having twins and losing one of them. We've never heard that. Now, granted, I have heard a real life story now where this lady was pregnant and they only saw one child, but I think when she went home, she was experiencing some pains or whatever, went back to the hospital, the lady was pregnant with another baby. Okay. So she actually was pregnant, didn't know it. Okay. I don't know how the doctors overlooked that, but yeah. But aside from that, with this particular woman, I think that she stole somebody's baby. Whose baby that was, I don't know. I do not believe Ted is her father, and I do not believe that we know who her mother is. I just truly do not believe that. I don't believe that either of it is true. And what's going to be interesting is to see how long it's going to take the smart people, the doctors, Ted and Nicole, because Kat is smarter than all of them, basically, how long it's going to take for them to actually run a DNA test. All right. That would be crazy if it is her baby, but it was never Ted. Now, it's different ways this can go for me. All right. And let me tell y'all. one, I don't want this to be Ted's child, but if it is, I don't want it to be Leslie's child. I truly don't want it to be Leslie's child. If it's going to be her child, I don't want it to be Ted's. But what would be interesting is if it is Leslie's child, and maybe she ends up being Bill's child. Because remember, once upon a time, Bill was a hoe. He was a thot. He was out here hunching and doing what he wanted to do. And I wouldn't be surprised if Leslie could have been one of them because she wasn't off limits, right? So when he sat up there and said, when he got that text message from his daughters, he said, holy hell, right? Yeah, he's like, oh shit, she back in town. I would love for it to be Bill's child. Okay, we've been hating Bill anyway, so go ahead and put the baby on him. And come to find out, them two had a forbidden relationship that they should have never had, and it was like a one-time situation. Okay, but if it's gonna be Leslie's child, it don't need to be Ted's, right? But I feel like if Eva is an orphan, and that's not her mama, and that's not her dad, it would be nice if the Duprees took on her as their child, right? They ended up looking after her, and the relationship with her and Kat got better. It's not going to get better at all this year. It's going to take some serious time because Kat feels like Eva's goal was always to move in on her family and take her place. So it's always going to be an issue with them for quite a bit of time. And now not only, and see, I can imagine how Kat from the field this week, because not only did you barge in, try to interrupt my family, you did. I'm probably going to catch you hanging out with my dad because he's the one that's accepting of you. So now you're about to steal my dad. And B.I.T., I done caught you sitting down here talking to my Nick, a man that I'm interested in, that I told you to back the hell away from, and he taking a likeness to you. She will never see it for Eva. It's going to take a very long time, and I don't see it happening this year, okay? But that's just that, right? Okay, let's keep going, though. So Leslie done blew up the family's house. She over there talking her cash money, running her mouth, right? She calling Martin the little brownie man. Leslie says that Vernon she was like, oh, wow, Vernon's not going to call the cops. He's afraid of what the neighbor's going to say. So then the grandmama said, baby, don't come up in my house talking like that because you over there worried about what they going to say. I don't give a damn what these neighbors going to say, but you need to be worried about what the fuck I'm finna say to you. That's what you need to worry about. See, I be real demure. I be real calm. Okay, you really don't want to get the Anita Dupree that you can get. Okay, because you really thinking you coming up in here running something. I mean, can we give her a hand clap? Okay, let's give her a round of applause because I don't know what she thought she was accomplishing coming in here, but we appreciate. Right? We appreciate the little monologue that you gave us. Okay, wow. What did we ever so do to get 2 monologues in one night? Bravo, bitch. Okay, so that's what it is. So she's ready to get on her R's. And then once she heard that list, it was like, well, girl, let me go ahead and go then. Let me get don't go nowhere. I need you to stay right here because since you so bold and you so crunk to walk up in our establishment, walk up in our home, then you can answer a few questions because I do have some for you. Okay, and I'm gonna start with what kind of mother. What kind of mother, okay, would do some like this, all right? So she starts dragging her about her motherhood. And talking about, a mother's going to be there to listen to her child, support her child, protect her child. You set your child up to come to us and to ruin, some people that never did anything to her but be nice to her. Even offered her a job beyond and to pay for her education. Now, I don't know if they know that, but they know the hearts of Nicole and Ted. And for you to bring your daughter into this, you're not no real mom. And that just, them giving hints of that, for me, confirms that she can't be her mother. She can, now granted, you do have those mothers that have mental issues and they will sit up there and they will manipulate their children and gaslight them all day. Yes. And Leslie could be their mom. But for this soap opera, I just feel like that's not her mama. And the way that you put your daughter out on more than one occasion, locking her out the house, then throwing her back out the damn house, then throwing away the photo and stuff. Like, girl, you can't be her real mother. Like, impossible. Okay? You can't be her mom. So then Martin decides to lay into her. And this is the first time that I have ever been on Martin's side the way that he was laying into her. It's okay. Telling her, girl, you better watch your back. You done mess with the wrong damn family. I'm going to tell you that right now, okay? And you better take your ass right back to where the hell you came from because you really don't want none of the Duprees. For real, okay? Because you forget that I'm a politician and I had your ass tied up. You need to understand that. So she said, oh, is there any kind of way to talk to your auntie? And I said, wait a minute. Where did we get auntie from this? Where did we get auntie? So let me tell y'all what this gives. And I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm like on the floor, y'all. Because I have so many different ideas and so many thoughts, okay? Here's the thing. It's so much. So first of all, why would you say auntie? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? Why would you say auntie? Where would that come from? Right? So here's the gag. This is what I'm thinking, y'all. This is what I'm wondering. I don't know. In my head, it's too much going on, okay? So For her to say auntie, I question it. Number one, she already sees herself close to Ted. So people start going with the angle of what if she is one of the Dupree's kids? Granted, she could be Anita's kid from when she had her time in Chicago and she was a part of that group. And maybe she had a baby, don't nobody know about, and it ends up being Leslie, right? Some people are believing that Papa Dupree cheated and that could be his child. Now, granted, any of those could be true. Matter of fact, it was more so the Papa situation that she could be the child of his. I was the one that was thinking she could be Anita's child, right? Now, I understand why people may think that it could be Papa Dupree's, because the more they talk about his disappointment in Ted, he mentioned something like, well, you could never be too sure. It was kind of like he was disappointed, but he also was excusing the behavior at the same time. Like, well, he didn't know anything about the child. And she's like, sir, he cheated on her, period. He got somebody else pregnant. Do you hear what you're saying? Right? So it's stuff like that that leaves us to believe that, hey, Papa Dupree hasn't always been faithful to Anita either. And could he have potentially fathered a child, which happens to be her? And because she knew that her only in into the family was Ted, maybe she decided to have an affair with Ted, whatever the case is. And now her energy has gone from just being about Ted to being about the Duprees as a whole. Right? So she called him V. Dupree. Now, I don't know if that was a nickname that maybe her mom or somebody called him, but maybe she knows about his history of roaming the streets. She also hinted that she has done a lot of research on that family and stalked them when she looked at Danny and said, I see your Facebook. And then she said, oh, she tried to get it together. Right? So she could be a child of one of the Duprees, which is why she's feeling like she has to get back at them. And she's having Eva feel the feelings that she felt, which is, I was abandoned by my family. Y'all got to go on and live this life. Maybe that's the issue she has with Nicole, because maybe she really is the older sister and Nicole isn't. Right? And Nicole got all of these things, right? She is basking in the glory of being the oldest child and being catered to, whereas she didn't get that opportunity because she wasn't there. So yes, it could be one of the Dupree's kids. This is what I'm thinking when she called an auntie, right? When she called herself auntie to I'm starting to go back. And I could be wrong, okay? I could be wrong, but this is what I'm starting to think. Because one, I was thinking it was Anita's. Other people have been saying that it could be Papa's. Again, it could be any of the Duprees. I'm starting to wonder if Martin is actually the child of the Duprees. Because for her to say aunt, and let's be honest, Martin doesn't seem to have a close relationship with his parents like Kat does. The family were the one, like the Duprees were the ones to save Martin out of some BS that Martin had going on. Now, I'm wondering, was it their egg of some fashion that they gave and put into Nicole for Nicole to be able to have a child, or what? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's what, but I'm starting to question if his real parents, if Martin's real parents are Anita and Vernon Dupree. I'm wondering if that's the child, because she also said something at one point like, she said something about at one point, Ted and your dad, we thought the world of them or something. And she said something like, maybe she was talking about Ted, but she said he was like the son we never had. And it was like a pause, and then it went to the next thing. And I'm like, I'm starting to question if any of those things, it could go in any of those directions. And I feel like I'm all over the place. That's why I'm about to reiterate myself. It could be Anita's child from when she was back in Chicago, she did away with. It could be Vernon's child from him cheating on Anita, which could be Leslie, which is why she referred to herself as auntie, because she knows more than just what it is. So if we think that was one secret she was going to blow up by Ted, she got more, right? But then also it could be that she is aware, especially being a BITCH, if she could fake being a nurse, getting into a hospital to treat that young lady that she was trying to kill, then she could fake herself being a nurse, sneaking into the hospital and snatching a baby that does not belong to her, in addition to accessing records. So now I question if she knows that Martin is the child of Anita and Vernon Dupree and not necessarily Nicole and Ted. I don't know, y'all, but y'all follow me and let me know your thoughts, okay? Either Leslie belonged to the Duprees or Martin belonged to the Duprees. And the only reason why she's calling herself auntie is because in her head, she seriously sees herself as Ted's woman. And if her daughter is actually his child, then I guess she would be a aunt in a sense, because technically Martin would be Nicole's little brother. Am I making sense? Are y'all following me? I hope that y'all are. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm starting to think the latter. I think that Martin is actually Nicole's little brother and not her actual son. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts, okay? Because this is messy. I love it. So, anywho, y'all know Martin snapped off on her and he ended up leaving. All right. Now Leslie says that Kat and Eva were almost twins. They were born 2 weeks apart. That's what she says. You took that lady daughter, in my opinion. And I've already said the way she slid into the hospital clothes that one time, she's done it before. All right. And the hatred she has for Nicole is very interesting, which is why I started to question, could you actually be the eldest daughter of one of the Duprees? And Nicole actually lived the life that you didn't get to live as a young kid, is what I'm wondering, right? So I feel like she's been following the Duprees for more than one reason, and it's beyond Ted. So there's some connection. It's either Martin and her, or Martin and the Duprees, or Leslie and the Duprees. So Kat and Eva. So Kat says that she was right about her all along, but nobody believed her. And Eva said, "You never liked me." Kat said, "Bitch, and I still don't. Don't ever get it twisted. Don't think that I do now just because I'm standing here having a conversation with you. Bitch, I don't like you, okay?" So Kat felt like she was doing too much, trying too hard, and she wished that she would have did more to stop it. And Eva said, "Well, I wish you would have too." Excuse me? Excuse me? Not you wish I would have. Girl, cut it out. Listen, it wouldn't matter what either one of y'all did. Well, not so much as Eva, but Kat, it wouldn't matter what Kat did because they weren't believing Kat. They weren't trusting nothing Kat was talking about. And it's crazy because this is a therapist slash psychologist or whatever their mom is. Like, you would have expected her antennas to be up to be aware of all situations, and she wasn't. So it wouldn't have mattered what Kat did. She was gonna side with Eva because she felt like her daughter was being a brat. And she may have often looked at her daughter as being a brat. Okay. But anywho, so Kat is not letting up on Eva right now, and I'm actually here for it. People want Eva to get some grace, and let me tell y'all something. I give Eva a little grace, but not a whole lot, because there were plenty of opportunities when Eva could have operated in her right mind, and she chose not to. I understand she was being manipulated by her mom, but when she saw that Kat was on to her, it was the snootiness that she would give as well. It would give that yeah. No, yada yada. Like, it would give that extraness, right? When Kat told her at the anniversary, "Girl, you said you wanted to stop it, so get in there and stop it." She yanked her arm like, "Get off of me." It was given, let it happen. Oh, BIT, and you think I'm supposed to feel sorry for you? No, I don't. I don't feel sorry at this moment. I don't. I'm rocking with Kat for the moment. I don't feel sorry for Eva right now. You snatching away. And then it took you to get your ass locked in a closet. And then now you want to run out there and then sit up there and say, so no, you guys leave. Leslie right there on your heels, and everything blew up. And then you had the audacity to sit up there and play victim and say, "Guys, somebody stop her. She locked me in a closet. She this and that." So that right there lets me know how you would sit up there and play victim at any moment when it's beneficial for you. So because of that, I cannot fully support Eva in what happened to her. Yes, you have a crappy ass mom, but then also I think some part of you enjoyed inflicting this pain. So when Kat told Eva, "You just like your mama," and Eva was like, "How dare you?" She said, "See, it's that right there. It's that shit right there." And when Kat laid into her, I was like, yes, because y'all have to understand, as much as we may like Eva, you want to feel bad for Eva. Eva is now a product of her environment, which is her fucking mama. So Eva will also have those same characteristics as her motherfucking mama. And she is going to use that to her advantage when necessary. And that's going to be a problem. And again, going back to Kat being a product of her environment. Nicole, you be over there feeling a way about your daughter, but really your daughter is who the fuck you are, which is what Leslie highlights. Okay, when it comes to the dynamic of the family and shit. Okay, so you're used to getting your way, and you're also used to being snooty and looking down on people as well, whether we've seen it in its totality or not, because you also said that about Danny. You was like, "I was so condescending to my sister." Yeah, because that's your personality, though. Okay, that's your personality, though, just a little bit, right? You were made to think that you better than, so your daughter is just like you. So I don't know why you get annoyed with her. Okay, you created that. Anywho, so I did love to see Eva when she got home. I love to see her kind of gather her mama. Right, her mama let her in. She came there. I think she what was it? One time she locked her out the house. She was like, "Mama." Then she came back the next day, and I think that she had went to the office and grabbed some things. And Nicole was like, "What the fuck you doing here? Okay, why are you in my office? You need to get the hell out." But she didn't really put her out though. They had a little conversation or whatever the case, and Danny had to come in there and tell her to get the fuck out of my sister's house. I said, I know that's fucking right, Danny. Because if she ain't gonna do it, I'ma do it. She too nice. I'ma tell you. Okay, I'ma tell you to get the hell out. Okay. And then when Danny started, I'm sorry, when Nicole told Danny at one point talking about something, well, that is her daughter. That is Ted's daughter. When she said it like that with a soft heart, that leads me to believe that it's not going to be long before Nicole really take him back high key. For real, even though I kind of want the storyline to be that she gets closer to Dr. Carlton, but after I saw what happened with Eva and Tomas, I no longer want Nicole to connect with Dr. Carlton. I want this to take a different direction, and I'm gonna tell y'all. I want Dr. Carlton and Kat to kind of connect with each other. I know he might be a tad bit older, but clearly that's the theme of this show. Okay, people connecting with older folks. All right, and I would not mind if Kat kind of got with Dr. Carlton, even if Eva was getting to know Dr. Carlton because they bumped into each other and he wanted to know what that night was all about and they started to connect. I would not mind if Kat actually moved in on him. Right? But that's how I feel now until I actually see it play out. And I might feel like that's messy. We shall see. But anywho, so Ted and Nicole have a chat and she's furious as she should be. He wants to continue to work things out with them finding, after she done found out this news. And I'm like, how could you possibly? That's not gonna go on, okay? So she's hurt because, and I love this part when she sat up there and said, I was going through miscarriages and you over there fucking another bitch in so many words. I'm over here going through it. I mean, did you think about them babies that we lost while you over there digging in somebody else's coop? Did you think about that? Did you ever consider what the fuck I was going through while you out there being selfish as fuck? Yeah, nah. And you think you finna lay next to me in this bed tonight? Oh no, you have me. I don't know who you think I am. I don't know who you think I am. Yeah, that bitch may be batshit crazy, yes, but she would have never came in the picture unless you didn't allow her to come into the picture. So yeah, I'm on your ass. So when she said, if I smell your cologne or even hear you come through this door, it's gonna be a problem. I said, I know that's motherfucking right. You better go and find out where you finna go. Go and find out where you finna go when you go. Okay? Period. And Ted quote something, well, I don't know if she's telling the truth about Eva or not. Are you gonna get that DNA test? Or are you just gonna take it for her word? Because you already know this line, but you can't take her for her word. Period. Okay? She let you believe she got rid of the child and this ain't know the child is here. So you can't take her for her word. Period. But also understand, people keep highlighting, like the daddy, him, kept highlighting the child, Andre. Well, he didn't know about the child. Why y'all keep putting emphasis on the child when the emphasis should be about him cheating, period? Had he never cheated on his wife, he would have never got this far. So that right there is enough to confirm for me that all of y'all men on this show operate the same. And y'all think that cheating should be excused as long as another life is not created from it. So that's how we know Vernon got some type of secrets. I'm hoping that he doesn't. But he may have some, like, that'd be crazy if they're now forced to be family with Leslie. And thank God Ted is not the father of Leslie's child, but then Leslie is the child of the Duprees. Like, that would be some insane shit, or at least Vernon's. That would be some crazy shit. But it would be so messy because Leslie would still have a vendetta against that family, even if they found out that was his child. Because she'll still be out to take everything from the sisters so that she can have everything. And what's also interesting is how Leslie keeps highlighting money. Leslie keeps highlighting money. Like, her whole motive is money. So because of that, I also question, like, I'm like, okay, maybe she ain't got no connection to nobody. And she just concocted this plan because the whole goal is to get money. So we just got to see how it's gonna play out. But I'm here for it. Okay. What else happened? So Ted has to go to the hotel. All right. I think he kind of wanted her to go with him or whatever, and she was like, "No, like, get the hell out my face." So he goes to the hotel, and I felt like she was just gonna give him a space for about a week, and he probably gonna be back. Ain't no telling. He probably gonna be right back at that house. So I'm like, okay, if he comes back to the home, that's gonna blow up the whole idea that I had with Dr. Carlton and Nicole connecting with each other. So, like I said, it could be Dr. Carlton and Eva, but I don't even want that to happen. I kind of want him to be with Kat. So Martin goes home and he's so mad at his dad. He started taking books and stuff and throwing them on the floor till Smitty get home. Smitty gets home, they work through it, okay? He can't believe that his dad pretty much used him to get closer to another woman. Now, Martin gets on my nerves, and I have to be honest, and I have to say, Like, when I saw that scene, I didn't care. I'm like, why are you so upset? Like, I feel like the mama should be more upset than you. Like, you really crashing out and you really need to chill, right? For you to hold a person to a certain standard and you done did your own dirt is a problem for me. But when he got to the dad's hotel was when I kind of changed my mind as I watched it, like probably for the third time. And I said, you know what? I get it. I get it. When you have an idea of who you have, like when you have a certain idea of a person and you view them as Superman, they can do no wrong, my this, my that. I'll tell people about my dad, my da 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 da. My dad would never. When you put people in a position that they will never in your head do certain things, and when they do the very thing you thought they would never do, it can make your world come crashing down. It can truly hurt your feelings. So in that moment, I understood how Martin felt. Although Martin got his own SHI, I get it. I get it. Like, you thoroughly disappointed me. So when he started saying, when I wanted to do the debate team instead of doing this, you were with me. You supported me. You told me to do that. And the dad was like, yeah, he was about to lean into that. And Martin said, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't you dare. Okay, because you don't even reserve the right to do no SHI like that. So you trying to have a moment where you could bond with me, reconnect with me, try to make how I feel about you go away. You gonna try and play on my emotions with that? Don't do it. Okay? Because you're not that fucking guy. And you know it. Right? Now, granted, I do understand that he has been extremely faithful to his wife since then. However, as a child, he may feel like he too betrayed his mom because he's tagging along with his fucking daddy to go see another bitch. Right? He didn't know that. Right? He just doing what his daddy say. But he may feel like he too betrayed his mom because of his daddy's fuck shit. Right? And now I can also see, I wouldn't be surprised if because of what his dad did at that time, Martin, this is what Martin gonna probably lose me, where a lot of what he may have dealt with as a kid and growing up, he may try to put off onto his dad. If he ain't got no facts to back that up, that's gonna be a problem for me. You're gonna have to sit in some of the L of decisions that you've made on your own. Okay? So there's that. Let's get to episode 8, where Eva goes back to the Dupree house to get her things, and old daughter, that's when Nicole Star said, what you doing? Danny made her ass leave. Meanwhile, you got Leslie back at the house. She over here hallucinating like Ted really at her door. Okay, like Ted really at the door kissing her down, thinking he want to be with her, and then she ends up waking up after he told her how terrible of a person she was. But that didn't stop her, because when Eva came through that door, she still sent her ass packing. That's crazy. Tomas and Kat have a sit down. If y'all want to recast somebody, y'all need to recast Tomas. Because when I tell you this man does not give us any emotions, nothing, no facials, nothing. He gives us absolutely fucking nothing. And the only time he gave us something was when he was sitting down with Eva. He gives us nothing. And I say, you know what? Maybe that's part of his character. Maybe he's supposed to give us nothing. So when he finally makes his switch up, we're all going to be so shocked that he did. But I'm not. I'm not going to be shocked. For real, for real. But because even with him not showing emotions, he's still showing us who the hell he is. And to me, he's an opportunist, period. Tomas is an opportunist. He's sitting over there with Eva, talking to her, never giving no facial expressions. He's an op and he's an opportunist, okay? Op for opponent and op for opportunist. Because he's only connected with Kat because Kat is a Dupree. And the same way Bill may have used Haley in some fashion, or her family, because I do believe he loved her at one point, but to use her family to gain status, that's the only reason that Tomas is working with Bill, and that's the only reason he's talking to Kat is for status purposes. But wholeheartedly, his interest is in Eva. When she asked him and told him what happened, he told her she shouldn't be mad at Eva, she should be mad at her daddy. Granted, she should. However, you knew, like everybody else that she told, that she was on to this bitch, and to see that she was right and you tell her that she shouldn't be mad at this girl, she should be mad at her daddy, you're wrong. Okay? You're wrong. That's op behavior. She tells you to not talk to Eva. He would not tell her he would no longer not talk to her. If anything, he acted like, oh, this call that I just got or this email I just got is so important, I got to put out a fire. Like, girl, this man is showing you and telling you what it is. So honestly, you should be more upset with him than Eva moving forward. But I get it. Cool. So then we have Ted. Ted talks to Bill. and about the Leslie situation. So Ted pops up, and of course you got Haley over there. And I hate that he even let Haley listen in. He let Haley listen in, and I think he could have sent her out. I can't remember, but I know when Danny came over there, he sent her ass out the room. So that right there leads me to believe that you got way more respect for Danny than you got for anybody, that you will send this child when requested and asked. But anywho, so I think he could have eventually sent Haley out, but Ted was like, "Listen, this between me and Bill." And Bill was like, "Wait a minute, this her house too. You can't tell her to leave." Yeah. So why don't you say that to Danny when Danny is around? You still got more respect for Danny than you got for that damn wife you went and married. And what's also interesting is you always feel the need to give an explanation to Danny and to go back and forth with her, which lets us know that you still love her. But when it comes to Haley, Haley literally lets you play pity pat in her face. Literally. When she asked you if you're going to be done with the Duprees, you said maybe. And then started laughing. And she was like, "Oh my God." He said, "Oh, I thought you loved me for my jokes." Yeah, he wasn't joking. He's ingrained with the Duprees. He loves the money he gets from the Duprees and the status and the clout. He loves the access to the family, even though he left the daughter for his own pleasures or whatever. Like, Bill is crazy. And Haley, whatever he gives you is what you get. So Danny trying to convince Nicole that Ted really does love her, and it's not fake. And I'm sitting over here like, Danny, what the hell are you doing? You're comparing his situation to your husband's, and yes, he may love Nicole a bit more than how Bill loved you. But at the same time, I feel like he deserves to eat this, even if it's for a week, 2 weeks, however many weeks, because he did go on to live a faithful life beyond that. However, you still had infidelity and she didn't know anything about it. So yeah. Okay. So now watch, you finna have you finna have Danny and Andre trying to get them two back together, and it might work. So Eva gets up, she gets put out the house by her mama. Cause her mama was like, "You need to go spend some time with your daddy, because I can't believe that you tried to betray me and save them and all of this stuff. So go over there and be with the daddy that you've been wanting to be with." So ta-da! Out of here. Let's go. So then she throws the photo in the trash. And I'm just like, the way she gaslight this lady is crazy. So of course Eva runs over to Ted, and Ted, being the guy that he is, he accepts her, tells her he'll never leave his daughter. He'll always be there, whatever the case, right? So he's gonna stand beside her. But again, you still need to get that test of your own. For sure. Okay, let's get an official test to make sure that we're all on the same page. It's probably gonna take months for that to happen too. So Chelsea's talking to the grandparents, telling them about how they damn near are perfect, right? So when she says that they're damn near perfect, I say, yep, that confirms that they got some infidelity secrets, right? It just only makes sense to me. They got some infidelity secrets, and the question is, whose side is it on? Either that, or the secret that they have is that Martin is really their child. But that's that. So Nicole goes over to the house eventually, and she's being consoled. Can I say that I hate Chelsea's character as well? She is so dingy to me. I hated that she was recording. Her sister had to tell her to put it down. Her baby talk, the way she talks like a baby, is a bit annoying a bit to me. That may be how she talk in real life, I don't know, but she always talks like a baby. But you're not a baby when it comes to smashing a married couple. You're full on aware of that. So I don't even know why you were walking around asking people at the anniversary party, what is your secret to keeping a long lasting marriage? Why are you asking people that when you're ready to disrupt a whole nother marriage your damn self? All because they opened their marriage up. You trying to date this man's wife and pretty much steal her from him. Like, girl, go have a seat. We see you, and I see through that little soft baby voice that you got. All right. So Martin finds out where his dad is, okay, from Smitty. So he links up with the daddy, trying to find out links up with his husband, trying to find out where his dad is so he could go see him. They didn't want him to go over there because they didn't want Martin to go crashing the hell out. But Martin has the audacity to snap on Smitty and tell him that he don't have the right to keep secrets from him with his own family. You don't have the rights to keep secrets from him, period. You also don't have the right to deny him of a business opportunity because you want to keep him available to you. Because you can't do your job without him. In addition to that, you don't want your truth to come out. Well, too late. Because Smitty gets a text. It appears, I believe that text was, I don't know if Martin could have left his phone or if that was Smitty's phone. But either way, Smitty sees a text message from Bill and he shows up. Bill is ready to have a conversation with Smitty about something dealing with whatever, possibly Martin, or at least threatening Martin to let the secret out. Now, there was a time where Bill and Martin had an exchange with each other. And I think it was before the anniversary. And I meant to go back and watch this scene because it seems like Bill is trying to reason with Martin for his own benefit. And I'm not necessarily sure. I don't know if he has a program that he wants to run by Martin or what it is. But I think that he may need a favor from Martin. And being that Martin don't fuck with him and he's not trying to give it to him, it seems like he's going to go through Smitty in an effort to potentially get what he wants from Martin. So we shall see. All right. Martin, let's see. Okay, yeah, we got to that. So Naomi, she's working with the lady June. Don't know her significance as of yet, but she has to be connected to somebody on this show for her to show up, right? So they're trying to find June a home. They have to put her up in a hotel. June gonna end up leaving the hotel because June just want to stay homeless because that's just how it is for her. Now, Andre stops by to support Ted, checks on Ted, see how Ted is doing, right? So, all right, let me go back. So Andre stops by, checks on Ted. He's pretty much going to try to get Ted and Nicole back together. So he tells him to keep the faith, and he gonna go over there and talk to Nicole. All right. Now, Eva chats with Tomas. I do not like him. They're chatting. He gets smarts with her and she gets an attitude with him. And he's like, I just don't know what's going on. And she tells him what's going on and she getting emotional. And she's like, I'm just going to leave. And then he grabs her hand. Now, him and Kat was just sitting at the table together. And no, she was just sitting at the table with Smitty, pretty much telling Smitty, like, you need to get some balls when it comes to my brother. And when she was about to leave, Tomas came in and she said, I gotta run real quick, but I'll be right back. Go ahead and get us a table. He knew Kat was coming back. He did not care that Kat was coming back. He sees Eva, he goes, sits and consoles her. When Kat gets back, Kat overlooks the conversation and sees him holds the girl hand and she walks out. Baby, the facials that Kat gave was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, okay. I see it. I see what y'all on. It's I got you. But Kat, what I would like to see in the coming weeks or week is not just you coming for Eva. I want you to have that same energy for Tomas because he is not to be trusted and he is a op in more ways than one. All right. So Vanessa shows up for Nicole, and I need Vanessa to be pregnant. I need Vanessa to be pregnant. I need her while you trying to console Nicole and what she got going on. I need your infidelity to come to the light. I feel like your husband already knows, but he probably don't quite have the proof yet. Right? But I need that pregnancy to come to the front. But what's going to be so interesting is the fact that, like I told y'all, they had a hot and steamy night, so it could very well be Doug's child. But just the very next day and later on that night, she called for another escort to pull up. So ain't no telling. Baby could potentially be Joey's too, and we just didn't see them get it in. Who knows? But I need her to be pregnant. Danny goes to see Ted, and when she goes to see Ted, she try to act like, oh, you're about to get this wrath from me. I'm about to go in on you, and da-da-da-da. So she acts like she about to really lay into Ted. But if you ask me, she's not. I think she might give him a little bit, but then also she's going to have a soft heart towards him because I think she also thinks the world of him and she sees him as a way better guy than Bill. Because Ted may have cheated at one time and potentially got somebody pregnant, but he was faithful to her for years, whereas Bill consistently cheated on her, on Danny. So I think Danny is going to be on his side with this. When Andre goes over to see Nicole, she learns that he knew some information about it. And she's like, and you didn't tell me? And he was like, he didn't tell me about the child. He didn't know about the child. She said, and you still didn't tell me. So we'll have to see what happened with that conversation. I don't remember what happened with the conversation, but all in all, it was messed up. I wouldn't have even told her that I knew, to be honest. I would have, like, he said it so casually, like she was going to be okay with it. It's like, Andre, baby, read the room. All right. But anywho, so, when Nicole leaves, when Vanessa leaves Nicole's house, she tells her to keep the door cracked. She waiting on food. The moment she said that, I already knew Leslie was coming in the door. I said, girl, that ain't no food at that door. That's Leslie. She's the only person that's been walking in, creeping into other people's houses. And it only makes sense for her ass to walk into yours too. And I was right on the money. And she came right on in. And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you're hungry? I didn't know I needed to bring food or whatever the case. Sorry, I don't have none." And Nicole like, "Bitch, how you get past the gate?" She said, "I got the code from Eva." And she said, "Well, we'll see to it that it's changed. Now you can get the hell out." She was like, "I know you mad at me. I know you hate me. I'm the last person you want to see. But I got some things I need to tell you." Child, get out that lady house. What else could you possibly let her know? So now what is given is, I feel like Leslie is about to tell some information to Nicole and play on her emotions and her anger and upsetness to potentially turn her against her family in some fashion. I don't know. But in order for Leslie's plan to move forward, I feel like she is going to have to get another person under her wing that feels and thinks like she does. She was able to do it to Eva. It seems like Eva is going to escape. If she can't do it with Nicole, she's probably going to try to get Kat. Right? So in the upcoming week, what we're going to see from the previews is Leslie, first of all, gaslighting the hell out of Eva. You're upset that she's connecting with Ted, but you also told her to run to Ted. Who can I run to? She ran to her dad, right? Supposed dad. Then we're going to see Leslie also talking to Kat, saying that Eva was the one that ran the lady off the road. Well, I can't wait till she finds out that it was actually her, because she's the one that would rent motorcycles. Can't wait till they find out that it was Leslie. Then we're also going to see where Nicole is going to ask Danny and Andre about them messing around. Now, I feel like this may be coming from Leslie. Leslie may have told her about it, because remember, Leslie was telling Danny, "I seen your Facebook." So I don't know if she saw her being friends with old boy, and if I don't know what she may have seen on Facebook or just in general. It seems like she stalks the whole family. So she may be the one to expose to Nicole that those two are messing around, because she probably was peeping through the damn window or something. Or she's going to find out another way, because she may catch the vibe between the two, and then Nicole may be like, "What's up with you and Andre? You gonna tell me about that? I've been noticing some weird vibes between y'all." So it could be that. Right, but I am so ready for the tea between Danny and Andre to come out, because I want them to be able to be open with their relationship, be free with their relationship, and I also want to see how sick Bill is going to be. He's going to try to make Danny feel bad for messing with her sister's nephew, who's technically not her nephew, but nephew by marriage. He's going to try to make her feel bad, but he can't, because you went and got a younger wife, and you also went and got your daughter's friend. So I guess we two peas in a pod. And that is going to be the situation that's likely going to make Bill want Danny more, because I don't think Bill has ever seen his wife being lusted on or cared for or loved by another man, or even crushed on. He hasn't seen it. Of course, right? She's witnessed all of his acts, but he's never witnessed anything like that with her. So now that they're divorced, he's going to start seeing how more appealing she is because she's with Andre, and it's going to affect his marriage with Haley. But Haley is still going to be stupid enough to just, let it slide right on past her, because she wants to be with Bill. So damn bad. Okay, but that's all that I got. I may have missed some things, so please forgive me. You can continue the conversation down below. Please don't forget to like this video. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Please leave your comments down below, and also make sure that you're sharing the video as well. That's all that I have for you guys. I'm Jami, that's me. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Yeah, telling my priest to the choir, stand with my feet to the fire, give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATL, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I can face the rim, putting shots up.